Wow, I do have to say that this is quite a ballsy move for Xbox. They have a new business strategy that involves a more multi-platform approach. According to Mike Ibarra, former Blizzard president and current Xbox executive, Xbox is now a publisher that supports all platforms. We do see this at the moment Forza Horizon 5 suddenly has a PS5 release, or the dates at least. I thought it just came out. Any chances that Ori can get to PlayStation? Or the new Indiana Jones? Oh wait, never mind, that one has a planned release in the future, so they are committed to that. I'm just waiting for the Ori games now. They are fantastic. I get loyal Xbox gamers are mad, but that isn't gonna change anything. Well, I'm surprised loyal Xbox fans still exist out there, considering that Xbox hasn't been that great in offering us something of value. This is just my speculation, but I think I'm seeing Xbox quitting the console market altogether in the future. Maybe they will release one more Xbox and then they are officially out of the console manufacturing business. At this moment, all the Xbox can offer is a gaming platform that has little to no exclusives, but it does have a rental service in the form of Game Pass that is of incredible value. Otherwise, there's really no reason to go to Xbox. This move is definitely pretty bold, and we'll have to see how Microsoft will perform in the future. We'll see how Microsoft will win the audience with this strategy, but I can tell you one thing, this next hoopla is just a really bad rebound with the audience that you lost. Overwatch 2 has a rather disastrous launch. The consensus that I saw from the game is that it's just the original game but worse in a lot of ways, and many fans of the original didn't like it. You can't play original Overwatch because it's off the store and the servers are offline, so you're forced to play this version. At least CSGO has pirated copies. One of the funniest comebacks from Overwatch 2 is the loot boxes. Yes, the loot boxes are back. It's insane that this has to be celebrated. Granted, the loot boxes are free and it's not that badly implemented. I just find the idea of bringing back loot boxes incredibly ludicrous. Seriously, why ruin things that are already perfect? I don't get what Activision Blizzard is doing, and I probably never will. But what I will always get is their Rule 34. It's still going strong to this day, and even the new Overwatch characters got some 18+ screen time. That's pretty much the only reason why this series is still alive, and I'm not gonna be convinced otherwise. Let's move on from talking about one game into talking about a whole gaming platform, like the last hoopla. Updates are indeed quite annoying in the PC gaming sphere, but annoying is different from hard to deal with. You do it PC crap with the whole driver updates, Windows updates, maintenance from various applications. Okay, let's tackle this one by one. The only driver that you should update regularly is the graphics card, and that's about as easy as a couple of clicks on an app. Windows Update is undoubtedly annoying, but at least it's the manageable kind of annoying, which describes Windows in a nutshell. It's annoying, but at least it's manageable. Maintenance from various applications is the only remotely valid point that I take from this complaint, because Windows 11 is a load of fat pig manure. I talk about all the apps and things that I do to make Windows 11 a slightly less infuriating experience. So if you're forced to use Windows like me because your apps or games run better in it, consult that guide. But if you're willing to learn something new, Linux is a very challenging alternative that's not for the faint of heart, but it is definitely an option. If you're bored playing PC games on your PC, you can also try emulating games from other consoles. Emulation is amazing, and it's the best form of preservation of video games next to cracked pirated copies. But this person disagrees. Not when most just pirate the actual games. Yeah, I wonder why those people pirate the ROM copies of games that cost $500+ in the used market. Emulation is just an excuse for piracy, and piracy is the only good way to preserve a lot of these old games. If you're not a fan of it, then go ahead and wait until the big video game companies or the developers of the games preserve and re-release your favorite games to the modern platforms of your liking. For now, I'm sticking with my ROMs. We have more PC gaming and some stupid politics hooplas, but before we get to that, if you liked the video so far, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and leave some tips down below. PC gamers have this one essential thing that they straight up cannot live without. You turn off their internet and they can't buy games. Well, duh. Most PC games these days are digital copies. Physical copies of PC games are not a thing for modern games, unfortunately. But I love how you're trying to equate the PlayStation Network being down with the whole freaking internet being down. Sorry, but in the modern age, the internet is about as necessary as electricity. There are businesses in this world that will straight up die without the internet. So if the internet is down in one place, we can literally go somewhere else where it isn't down. If Steam is down, we can download our games somewhere else. Oh, and here's the best part about PC gaming. If you have a laptop, you can literally bring them anywhere, including in places where there are internet. We can download the games that we need and transfer the games to the PC, or just play the game directly on those laptops. There's also the handheld gaming PCs. It's especially better for cracked pirated copies because you can install them as many times as you like, and you can play them totally offline. If only console gamers have a PlayStation or Xbox equivalent of a laptop or a handheld PC. The context of that whole conversation is about this hoopla. Some reports from industry insiders suggest that PlayStation generated a lot of sales from first-party games and add-on content on non-PlayStation platforms. That's right, they are generating a lot of sales from first-party games and add-on content on non-PlayStation platforms. The reason is because of Helldivers 2 being on PC and ports release on Steam. So how are PC gamers not buying games again? Do PC gamers love or hate PlayStation games? Who's lying? I don't hate PlayStation games. I just find them underwhelming nowadays. Hate is too strong of a word to describe how I feel. It's more like an underwhelmed, meh feeling. This is what happens when you put your video games on PC. The problem being a nude mod. This isn't really a problem if you ask me. This is something that you can totally ignore. I don't know why you put a spotlight on this mod. If anything, sharing this to everyone is only going to encourage people to give it a try. Also, I don't know why Elena is the one that you want to be nude when Chloe is literally next door. Moving on from consoles being salty about PC gaming, we have gamers playing games for the wrong reasons. This is not why you should play video games. After beating a hard game for hours and hours, your family doesn't care, your friends don't care, your significant others don't care, your children won't care. Whoa, hold on. Your children will definitely care if they're gamers. If my dad somehow got a chicken dinner in PUBG Mobile, that would blow my mind. I would bring him out for a treat. But okay, point is, nobody cares if you're beating a really hard game, and all the hours you spent to prove something is already meaningless unless you're going to brag about it for some congrats on GameFAQs or Reddit. Why are you playing games for other people's validation? The only validation that you need is yourself. You are the reason why you play those games, and you're the one to judge if the games that you're playing and the accomplishments that you set yourself is something worth celebrating. I started to avoid difficult games because they have no real purpose at the end of the day. Yeah, because you're playing games to seek people's validation, not because you want to have fun. Maybe try playing games to have fun instead. See if that works out for you. But hey, at least you actually beat the games, which is more than I can say to a lot of game journalists. Do you guys wonder why people hate game journalists? I'll take a whole point off the review score for any future map games that call it the Gulf of America. What's your problem with Gulf of America? Oh, it's because it was actually called the Gulf of Mexico, but Trump decided to rename it Gulf of America. So this is just another installment of game journals being terminally political and letting their political biases judge their games. I'm sure this person will be totally reprimanded for this error in judgment. No, they won't, because game journals are filled with leftist anti-Trumpers. You think I'm joking? No, I think you're just an idiot. You think I want to do this forever? Well, you're the one who has the job, so I'm not surprised you're here complaining. And finally, here's a gaming hoopla that's tied with politics that are about as idiotic as you can get. So there's this clip of Asmongold showing tweets talking about how taxpayer-funded websites like Politico is being used to promote woke progressive nonsense and anti-GG sentiment. Honestly, I'm not surprised that the American taxpayer dollars are being wasted for useless garbage, and I'm not surprised that they're being wasted to push woke progressive nonsense. You guys are genuinely so pathetic, it's quite literally just video games! Bro, I wish it was just video games. Game journals and the mainstream media took the video games I love and used them as their political megaphones to push their agendas. They used these games as an excuse to call out sexism, racism, and all forms of bigotry when there are none in the games that they're talking about. That's one of the core issues that Gamergate talked about. It's the unnecessary politics that's being pushed in the media, either through the articles that they write or even the games that they're making. But it's mostly the articles. Nowadays, people from the other side of the coin use games as an excuse to call out wokeness, pornography, and immoral, sinful behavior when there are none. The pendulum swings to the other side, and that other side is unfortunately just as idiotic. Amazing how both Kingdom Come games go through moral outrage, but from wildly different political sides. I was there when I called out the BS from the woke and progressive gaming publications, which still happens to this day. Stellar Blade has plenty of outrage, Black Myth Wukong also has some outrage too. Granted, I was angry and unbelievably cringe a decade ago, but as my channel flashback videos have shown, my stance didn't change, it's just how I present them. I called them out, but it's not because I want to win politics or culture. I don't care who gets elected for president or which political side won the election. I just care when someone's talking trash about my hobby and think that they can get away with it. No, you're not getting away with it whatsoever. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a cat. And also huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below. Just $1. And you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show stream channel, link below. Go subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.